Hey Jewel fans!
I'm Chris.
And I'm Ronnie from the Jewel Writers Archive.
We're here with another segment of our archive showcase. And today we're talking about...
Princess Gwenevere and the Jewel Writers Foam Forms 3D Art Craft. So basically, this is a fun art project that Princess Gwenevere and the Jewel Writers fans could have done. Now, it's kind of twofold for me on this particular product. So first thing is, I did purchase this originally. I found this at Toys R Us, and when I had purchased it, I opened it up, and I saw the design that they had on the front where it says how you can paint the characters on here and put it on the background, and I thought, wow, that sounds really fun. So when you look at the characters that are on the front of the box, they look so fun and neat and just really nicely painted. And the background, of course, as well is really nicely painted too. So then you think, oh, I can do that. And then you look at the back and it tells you the instructions as well. And you think, oh yeah, you know, that seems really simple. It tells you how to punch the characters out of the foam board. And then the next thing is that you use, this one particularly shows like pencils and you're coloring them in, although I think that it's definitely misleading because you look at the packaging and it's just so well printed. Those are obviously printed. And then the next option would be that you can paint them as well. So I'm not sure if these actually came with paint or not, because what I remember was having markers.
Yeah, I think markers seem like the ideal coloring tool for these.
Well, you think so. So, again, I got this, excited, opened it up, so this is opened, and I popped out all the characters, and then I had them all cut out, and they were nice. Then I got out my marker, and I started to color. And you can kind of see on here, I started to color on Gwenevere's hair. So, the coloring is so light. It's not at all the dark color, so I specifically got this one because this is the same character that's featured in the front. And I started coloring it, and it's not as dark as the blonde as you would have thought it was. So I immediately stopped.
You think the foam just doesn't pick up the color?
I think it was just cheap markers
from the marker.
Too. I think it was cheap markers. It really was. So this is basically going to be the open package. That's what we have. So we have the open package of the foam form art. So first off, the characters that it came with, you have all your basic characters. So you have Gwenevere, you have Fallon, and you also have Tamara. So these are the three that are jewel powered. So these are the three. These are from the style guide. You have, again, Gwenevere jewel power, Fallon jewel power, and Tamara jewel power. So again, I punched these out, and the cutting along them are pretty nice. They are decent, not too bad. And then there were other versions of the characters as well.
So we had a Fallon on Moondance version, and of course the Gwenevere on Sunstar that we already showed you.
Right. Both of those are from the Jumping Moon Dance is from the style guide. Is the Gwenevere? I don't think that one's actually from the style guide.
I would have to look back. I don't remember off the top of my head. But
I'm not sure if
it might be, but I would have to look again just to make sure. But you've also got, in addition to them, you've got Sugar. Sugar looks a little bit squished. Whoever made the file of this might have squished it a little bit.
Well, maybe it didn't fit on the way that they had placed it on the foam board, so they kind of had to squish it.
And you have Spike, another tiny of Tamara's babies.
But no Cleo
is not included.
No Cleo. Yeah. She wasn't part of it.
You've got Lady Kale. And interestingly enough, a character that did not get really any merchandise. You've got Grimm with her, which is really cool. I like that they included Grimm in this set a lot.
And then to go along with those two, you also have the Dweezils. So then you have Rufus and Twig. Again, these are the characters from the style guide. So you have Rufus and Twig to go along with Grimm and Lady Kale.
Yeah. You have a very random but interesting choice. Out of all of the members of the pack that they could have made, they made Goliath. I will forgive you if you don't know even who this character had a name.
But of course you know who it is.
This is King Jared's wolf. wonderful side character who shows up from time to time, but it's a very odd choice for a mass market product.
I think that I can top that.
Can you top this?
I can top that. The next character that they decided to put in with the Princess Gwenevere the Jeweler form set, the Raven.
The Raven.
From Jewel Quest. You see him for all of 5 minutes on screen.
He hooks that key on Sunstar's head and flies away for the rest of the show.
But he is forever remembered in the foam form. So you get the Raven.
So speaking of Merlin, this set does include a Merlin, another character who doesn't really have any products.
Right.
And another squished character, it's Archie this time. Looking very surprised that he is so squished. So
it's a fun collection of characters. Again, somewhat random characters with the Raven and with Goliath.
Yeah.
But at least you have the main characters. Unfortunately, there was no Drake. The girls, they're not seen in their party outfits. Yeah. And because of the fact that you got Fallon and Moondance and Gwenevere and Sunstar, but yet you never got a third Tamara.
Yeah.
I mean, a second Tamara. So, unfortunately, you only got one Tamara.
Yeah.
And then the other piece of it, again, as the box states, is that you have the characters, and then you were to use these little attachments. They're just basically little squares that you would cut out, and you would use them. You would put the character in front, and then you would pile up however many you needed to create a 3D effect, so and then you would place it on the background. So then these came with backgrounds.
It would give it this illusion of depth.
Right. 2 fun backgrounds actually came with this particular set. So you have the stables from the Crystal Palace.
Yeah, you can actually see there's a forest stone above each of those bays in the stalls, I'm sorry. And so it's definitely, where the pack parks the wolves at the end of the day.
Right.
So.
You see this actually in Jewel Quest.
Yeah.
With Goliath and with the Raven and this background, it makes me wonder if maybe, again, they were looking at Jewel Quest to make the merchandise.
Right.
Like we have seen previously in another showcase with the calendar, there was a lot of Jewel Quest in that as well.
Right, yeah. Jewel Quest is featured very heavily.
And something that we'll see later too is also the book as well, which is also Jewel Quest. So, interesting enough, Jewel Quest seems to be kind of like the go-to for source material.
Yeah.
So, as you were saying, there is the forest stones in the entranceway above each of these particular stalls. And you can see also the crystallized stall entrances for the animals to walk through.
They're very fancy.
They're very fancy. You have about 4 of these. Now there could be more in the behind the camera, but you have these beautiful doors that lead into the walkway, and then the crystal pillars with the crystal chandeliers above it.
It is the Crystal Palace.
Now there is also something that's interesting above here in the top corner, right up here in the left-hand corner. It does say backwards PHI. So either this image was also reversed when they printed it. I'm not quite sure what that is entailing, but perhaps it was in reference to maybe the original artwork, maybe that was production. I'm not really certain, but randomly there's that number on this background.
Yeah. This is a very generic sort of forest meadow scene. It may or may not have been from Jewel Quest. We're not 100% sure. It looks like it might be maybe when Sunstar's out, with the other unicorns is the closest I think I could think of for where this might go. But you've got this lovely tree here. It almost looks like a swamp tree. It's got some stuff hanging off of it. You've got these wonderful trees in the background. And this sort of hillock off to the side. So yeah, it's just, it's a good adventure piece. So you could definitely put your jumping moon dance on here and she would be right at home.
She would enjoy herself. And that's actually the piece that they used, I believe, for the test image on the box.
Okay.
So on the box itself, they do have that swampy looking tree, as you're saying, just beautifully done. I don't know who would be able to accomplish that with markers, but maybe a very talented one. So a little bit about the box. So we want to focus on the box now. As we did talk about, the box came with produced artwork that was on the front, and it's displayed in the window so that way you could see exactly what a foam form is.
Yeah.
And then it says it even includes free mini display. So I guess they were saying that this was a mini display, not a test or nothing like that. It's a free mini display. So with your purchase, you get this.
All this and more.
And more. Hours and hours of fun. So the wording on the box does say do-it-yourself craft for easy to assemble and color to 9-inch by 12-inch pre-cut foam boards. So these must be the 9 by 12. And these ones are the easy to assemble and color.
Yes.
So then you see more of the finished product for the girls in their jewel armor, the logo, Princess Gwenevere and the Jewel Riders. It's interesting on this particular product that the main logo, as we've talked about before, is the toy logo because it has the solid Jewel Riders in white letters. And then later on the box, on the top, on the sides, on the back, it's the show logo with the jeweled and the Jewel Riders lettering. So it's just a little interesting why the differencing in the particular logos between the two sides of the box or why it would change. But again, this is the logo that's usually found on a lot of the merchandise, whereas this is usually used for the show or for things that are associated with the show itself. On the sides of the box, again, the foam forms, this was created by Paradise. So Paradise is the creation, the company. And then it has Princess Gwenevere and the Jewel Riders logo. There is a completed image of the 3 girls, the same one that's located on the front cover. Again, do-it-yourself, craft fun, easy to assemble and color, 2 9 by 12-inch pre-cut foam boards. On the other side, there is a display image of a lot of the foam forms are featured in the series of the foam box. So we have Cleo here.
Oh,
so
interesting.
I don't think I ever lost her. I think this might be false advertisement because it also features Tamara with the harp and Spike, Cleo, and Archie. So that particular one is from the storyboard. I mean, from the style guide. So that particular image is from the style guide. And it's not featured in the box. So false advertisement on Paradise's behalf on the side of the box. Maybe that's why I bought this. Not sure, but Cleo and everyone else is not in here as it is featured on the side of the box. The top just features Princess Gwenevere and the Jewel Riders foam forms, and on the back again, the how to do it yourself instructions for 3D foam form plaques. So Princess Gwenevere and the Jewel Riders foam forms 3D art craft.
Yeah, they're a fun piece. Not like anything else produced for Jewel Riders.
Right,
so,
a little bit different.
Yeah. Did you have these as a kid? Did you color them? We'd love to see it.
Right. Maybe you had better luck with coloring than I did.
And I know, did they make other... I mean, they must have had all sorts of different foam form products, right? That you could buy. Because I just don't remember these at all from childhood.
Not really.
So
again, sometimes Princess Gwenevere and the Jewel Riders memorabilia was a weird assortment.
Yeah.
The ones that they chose to put the logo and the characters on, you just... It was so varied from dolls to hair accessories to party supplies to foam forms. Just all over the place. All over the Avalon map.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, if you like this or other videos, make sure to like, subscribe, because you gotta stay tuned to the latest Princess Gwenevere and the Jewel Riders news.
Yeah, and if you have any thoughts on the foam forms or anything else Jewel Riders related, let us know down below. And with that, friends together.
Friends forever.
All right.
Bye.
By the magic of the Sunstone, you're tuned into the Jewel Riders archive.